Okay, folks, I'm gonna do a little video on chains and sprockets. My Jeep is at the exhaust shop finally. Between ice storms and computer reprograms, I have yet to get that thing finished, but it should be delivered tomorrow, and we can get going on. So in the meantime, we're getting a hankering to go dirt bike racing, riding, just in general having some fun. So we're gonna do some maintenance here. So I have a little story about when I was a very, very, very young man and before I knew anything about motorcycles. We kept wearing out the rear sprocket, probably the front one too, just didn't know it, on my 79 RM 125. And those things were 35 bucks, and my dad was getting tired of buying one every month. So he literally engineered a combine sprocket for the back, cut out the center ring of my steel sprocket back then, and made a combine sprocket, made the outer ring. It was huge. Did the same thing for the front sprocket, converted it from, I guess, metric chain to American chain, probably made in the 50s or 40s off the combine. I don't know how we got the gear ratio even close, but that thing worked awesome. I'm sure it weighed 30 pounds more than the stock stuff, but that was a hard lesson. The problem with wearing out that sprocket, as you can see, these are starting to show some wear in the teeth, is that as these chains, as their life cycle goes on, they stretch. So the back of this chain, the gray one being the old chain, those are identical in the back. And if you come up here, this thing has grown literally half a length. That's not really that bad. I probably had a little bit of life in these left, but you can see that the sprockets are starting to get, the teeth start getting round. It's also starting to wear into the sprocket. Same here. So if you put a new sprocket on a used chain and the chain's already grown, you're just going to wear that sprocket out. So we try to change these, as I said. As I said, probably had a little bit more life in these. They got about 60 hours on it or so. But I'm planning on hitting the ground running. I'm going to go do a ride in Missouri and do some other events this year. And I get tired of that chain slapping, and I don't want to be messing with it. I want to have it ready to go. The other problem that I had was my master link clip was about worn too. One of my race buddies, he puts his chain master link in backwards with the clip on the inside, which is a pain to get to, but it doesn't wear out against the chain slider at the bottom. So anyway, chains and sprockets, lesson learned.